Welcome back to Cam's Classics. So today we're going to be putting it back together. We can only do about half of it, but there's a few things we have to do anyway. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put the new flywheel on. And I'm just going to put these to hold it. There is only one way it can go on. And all the manufacturers that I have seen there we go. They say do not pull it in with the bolts. So we're going to grab our rubber mallet as soon as I can find it. And we'll just carefully use this guy. So we are using brand new ARP bolts. Anytime you're dealing with this, you're going to want to use no bolts. We are going to do it a little bit different than ARP suggests because they recommend you use their lube, but that lube is for getting an accurate torque, and we are looking for these to not come out. So let me grab you've got this stick Loctite, and it'll kind of do the same thing, but it'll hold the belts in once we get them in. Put two in to hold it, and I can pull my other two out. Well, I got this, and I'll grab my must already. Our 3/4 and 1/2 inch ratchet. You don't want to do these with an impact. want to do a star pattern just like you would a tire. So we'll just get these all snugged up and then we'll grab our torque wrench and we'll torque it down. Okay. And we'll come back in just a minute. I got to look up the torque specs of what these need to be. Okay, so we found what they said is if you're using ARP bolts, which we are, you have to use their torque specs, which is 100 foot-pounds. But it says to do that in a 3-step process. So we're going to start with 80. And that is a problem. One that I might be able to solve. Okay, we'll have to take another break. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to tighten them to 80. I'm going to have Dad on the other end. He's our camera guy today, holding the engine. And so I'm going to tighten them all to 80, go ahead and do them again to 90, and then do them the final time to 100. Okay, so we got the flywheel on. They're torqued to 100 foot-pounds. Factory's 95, but it says when you're using ARP bolts to torque them to there. The next thing we want to do is put our bearing in. And to do so, you use a socket, and it does need to go in straight. And it says get a socket just this is about the same size and tap it in. Got an even gap around it, but it feels like it did bottom out. So we'll give it just a I believe we are in. So the next step is the original 3-speed, 4-speeds. They did not use a taper bearing. They just used a regular round bearing. So they didn't have to worry about side load or top bottom load. And so the new Tremec, they use a taper bearing. So In order to keep the bearing from wearing out faster, you do have to put the bell housing on here. And use a tool. We'll get it all set up, ready to go, and we'll show you that. But you have to check the run out to make sure that the transmission is centered based on that hole and centered in the bell housing without too much wiggle room. If there is, then you have to replace these 2 dowel pins to adjust the bell housing around. And it's a pretty tight tolerance. I want to say it's between 2 thousandths and 5 thousandths that it has to be within. So we'll go ahead and we'll do the work to get the bell housing on. We're just going to put 2 bolts in it and get our tool set up to measure that. Basically, you put the tool on there and you have to spin the engine by hand and watch the numbers marking the top, basically your 4 spots, and then you do a difference, and if it's between so much difference, then you're fine. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll get the bell housing put on there, get the tool on there, and then we'll come back to you and show you what we're actually doing with that. Okay, so as you can see, we put the bell housing on. We've got our dial indicator gauge here. The way you measure it is you run it around to find your highest point, which ours was right here. And then you go 180, which is right there. And we are 7 thousandths out. And you divide that by half, which is less than 5 thousandths out, so we are good. So we can run we can put our transmission in, we're good to go. We were a difference of, from here to here, 3 thousandths. So divided by half, 1.5 thousandths, so we're good side to side. Up and down, we were good to within 3.5 thousandths. So anything less than 5 thousandths, we're good to install. So what we'll do next, pull all this apart, take the bell housing back out. We can get the clutch installed. We'll do that. And the bell housing, we got a new ball for the clutch arm right on and a new thing for here. They'll be here tomorrow, so we'll get this video to you. We'll get the clutch ready to go. We'll put the clutch on, show you how to do that. And then we don't want to put the bell housing on, that's the next step. And then there's one more thing we got to do on the transmission. We'll show you how to do that to make sure it's ready to go as well. So we'll be back in just a minute with the clutch. Okay, so as with most things, we're not working out so great. We got to call the transmission company. Every way before you put it in the car, you're supposed to be able to spin it with the clutch and shift it into gears. We currently are in neutral and our tail shaft is spinning, so we have to call tech support. That is tomorrow, unfortunately. So we got to have the clutch in order to spin it. So we can't put the clutch in, we can't test the transmission because it seems to be in gear even though it says it's in neutral. So we're gonna have to stop there. The good news is our other parts will be here tomorrow. If we get that sorted out, we'll be able to have this back in tomorrow. We may have to have the drive line cut down or a new one made, we'll see. Seems to be just a little bit longer than the other one, but it might fit, we'll see. So thanks for watching, like, share, and subscribe.